Now this right here is pretty silly. Looks like the internet, they found another prison bae, and this time it's a woman. A couple of days ago, this picture right here, it went viral on Facebook. She shared her picture with the caption "Merry Christmas" from the pretty gangsta, #FreeMe, #FreeNyla. She threw the post up on Saturday, and by Tuesday, the 22-year-old had more than 10,000 likes and over 4,600 shares. Before we get into this story, take a second to make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Click that notification bell for all updates, and if you're new, include new subscriber in your comment below, and I'm going to try my best to respond to all of you. Also, if you're from Minnesota, let me know below in the comments. The self-proclaimed pretty gangsta went viral as men on social media commented left and right, asking if they can post bail or send money to her commissary. Yeah, I know it's crazy. All the simpletons got together and they started swooning over a picture of a woman in the penitentiary. This lady is doing time. We're talking about a woman who described herself as a pretty gangsta and said free her like she was a rapper or something. Speaking of rappers, you have this rapper right here underneath her comments. Fredo Bang, he says free Bae. It wasn't just rappers. You had other men saying stuff like free Bae until it's backwards. One man asking when you get out. Another says you can stop me all you want, babe. Oh my, here's another one. He says I'm about to apply to be a CO where you at. Or dang, free my bae. She can stop me and I wouldn't even press charges. And that made me think about Michael Craig from Chicago. He lost his life a couple of months ago, calling for help because his wife was basically stabbing him. But before that happened, he had already had an incident before where she stabbed him, and he didn't really take it seriously. Then you had another guy who says she ain't do nothing. Now, the guy talking about she didn't do anything, that's dangerous, because she did do something. Her name is Nyla. She was born in Chicago but raised in Minnesota. In high school, she played basketball. It was her favorite sport. And she was 19 years old when a Minnesota judge gave her a 70-year prison sentence. She's currently 22 and she's still there at the Minnesota Correctional Facility. So how did she get there? She got into an altercation at a gas station in St. Paul, Minnesota in April 2019, where she ended up stabbing a 17-year-old girl. Now, that 17-year-old girl, she would have a different story. She wouldn't be going around saying she didn't do anything. And that's because of pretty gangsta's actions that left her in the hospital fighting for her life. She had life-threatening injuries, including a collapsed lung and injuries to her jugular, in addition to nerve damage. Now, luckily, that 17-year-old, she survived. But that wasn't Nyla's first run-in with the law. She had 9 theft charges months before the incident with the girl. I say this from time to time, when you have very young women that go around doing stuff like this, some of them even going down for murder, they may not get 20 years or life, but we've had cases right here in the United States where a black man stole like $5 and he went to jail for 30 years. But this woman right here, she almost took the life of another young lady. She'll be back out in the streets before she's 26 years old. Also, the crazy thing is, she may be gathering up a following from social media already. She has thousands of folks following her and glamorizing this behavior on IG alone. So she's probably going to attempt to capitalize off this while she's locked down. She's getting commissary men, they're putting stuff on her books. And I'm sure when she's released, she'll still be on social media. You know, you had a few guys in there saying that Bae can stab me. And I'm like, what is up with these toxic men and toxic women out here who are attracted to toxic behavior? They gravitate towards it. They think it's a turn on. I just did a video about that with Fletcher. There's nothing cute about this. Dealing with people with this kind of behavior, you're either going to end up 6 feet under, behind bars, or you may have freedom, but you may end up with another type of injury that restricts your freedom of your way of living. You have people that's paralyzed or they lost their vision. Like, there are so many stories that I could talk about them around the clock, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365. I remember seeing one guy in the comments. He said that he had just got out from doing an 8-year bid and he was going to put some money on her books. You see, that's her speed. That's the type of guy that is on her level. You know, maybe another person who went around shooting up people or stabbing up people. You know, he can get with her, they can get together, maybe play a little game. You know, the ones that they're used to playing that got her in the situation in the first place. And see how many years it takes for one of them to take the other one out. See, that toxic ratchet behavior, those people belong together. Who they don't belong with are the sensible people, the decent people. It's a lot of you out there. You like to pick up people from off the street. You try to take stray dogs and alley cats home, clean them up, shine them up, rescue them, save them, make them a new person. And then what happens to you? Almost in every situation, they end up biting you. Now here's the thing, you're gonna have people that say, I told you so. How did you miss the red flags? Hey, you're the one who laid down with the dog and you got up with fleas. You expect to walk up to somebody else and for them to fight the fleas off you? It doesn't work like that. Nobody cares. And that's the truth. Look at this guy right here from TikTok. And I think this was picked up on Snapchat as well. But he's out here singing to this lady. And I'm telling you, in dire need of SIMPTERVENTION, some therapy, something. He even told people in the comments that he'll send her money or gather up the funds to get her a better lawyer to get out. Like, do you see how crazy this is? This woman stabbed a young lady, and you're gonna help her get out? Not to mention she was only given 7 years for that. Probably won't even serve the whole time. The judge is lightweight holding her accountable, but then you have other people, really the simps, while she's serving her time, they're trying to figure out how they can make it better for her, or how they can shorten it up for her so she doesn't have to go through so much. And that's what a lot of you do. You see a woman, she's done some things, made some bad decisions, she's impacted so many people, her kids, baby daddies, husbands, everybody, and then finally, after she wrecked everybody's life, you want to give her a life jacket. That's after she jumped in the water, couldn't swim, head first. So you talk about accountability, but you never really hold them accountable. Women can literally cry and people will soften up and not hold them accountable. But hey, if you want to stay simp-free, the link is below in the description. On a serious note though, and I have one more thing to tell you about this, what happens to young women like 22-year-old Nyla? She's gonna get out of jail pretty soon here, not long, and she'll be completely rehabilitated or she'll fall back into her old ways. Most people, they go back to business as usual, but there are some who change their ways. Unfortunately though, her punishment, it really wasn't harsh in comparison to what she did at least. She wasn't charged with attempted murder, instead first-degree assault. And the max the judge could have given her was 20 years. You do understand if this was him instead of her, then he would have been given the max, right? But this young woman here, she was given 7 years and she's only going to serve about 4. Her current release date is set for October 11th, 2023. Now, even if this woman is released and she doesn't stab anyone else, she understands that she can do almost anything and get away with it. She went for that young lady's jugular and she could have died. I'm saying this to say that she got tapped on the wrist for what she did. And a person who can behave like this and they know they won't really be held accountable for real, they will continue to do things. And it will show up later again in her life somewhere. I'm talking about this bad behavior. Now, do I think someone will date her? Yes, she'll be 24 when she's out of jail. Someone is going to date her, and that person, they will deal with the problems that they're gonna inherit. A woman that goes around stabbing people, she's a major problem. Maybe she'll become an influencer on Instagram or a model like Jeremy Meeks. Remember he got out of jail and then ended up getting with a daughter of a billionaire or something? Either way, all of this is crazy to me. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started below in the comments. Let me know what you think about all of this. Shout out to Dark Power and Sherv. I appreciate you for your support for this channel, helping me to bring stories to your attention like this one. You can support the channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective, then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.